The first real horse I ever owned was, we were at a circus. I don't remember the name of the circus, but they had a old sorrel horse there was jumping over fire bars. And next thing I knew, my dad bought this horse. And she was a really good jumper. Her name was Scarlett O'Hara. That's what she was named at in the circus, and we kept that name. And we rode in the first horse show they ever held at Harrisburg, at the same place, Harrisburg Horse Show. And we won the Triple R class there. In those days, you didn't have so many jumps, but they were all big. And that was, half the courses were 4 fences twice around them, once down the center or something like that, but they'd all be really big, really tall. My dad used to encourage me to drive his trotters and pacers, and I remember driving a Selkie at a pretty young age, but it just never really caught on. And then he really got into the jumpers when I started to, and he went to every show and always hauled the horse and paid the bills and so forth. For a speed horse, Blue Devil was world champion speed horse. One they got in Italy. Rattler was another, and he was a quarter horse from Texas. He won the Hamburg Derby. At that point, he was the only non-German horse that's ever won it. I was the only non-German rider that ever won it. Airmail was probably another really good one, and he was just one that could do a Nations Cup any day of the week without faults. I was assigned as Headquarters Commandant of the 2nd Corps, which also had all of the horses that we used in the '48 Olympics. So I had all of those horses under my command, which meant I had the 3-day horses, the jumpers, the dressage horses, all of them. And I had a commander who supported the horse activity. So I had all those horses, and we showed all. We even went to, had the Berlin blockade. The commander in Berlin was a horseman, and he got permission from the Russians for us to ship the horses to the horse show in Berlin, when you couldn't get a sack of wheat through without flying it in those days. And with those same horses, we were lucky enough to win the Prize of Paris and a lot of things. We used to bring in the old days, we'd bring in the top coaches like the Germans that won in '36 and so forth. And they always told us to give it your best shot and then forget about it. In other words, you go into the ring and you have a rail down, that's past history. And that's the good thing with riding with Billy and I. I don't remember Billy and I ever going back to the hotel room and moaning and groaning about what didn't go well. I mean, if we talked about anything, it was what we were going to do the next day. I think anybody that's in the business, I think they need to do that. And once the fence is down, it's down, that's over. I see it all the time. Sometimes at a really early age, they think they want to do it, but I think they need to find a stable where there are lots of horses, where there's lots of chances for them to ride. I think they have to make sure they really want to do it, because in this sport, there's so many ups and downs, and there's probably a few more downs than ups. I see them all the time, people that go to the riding schools and so forth and come out and then find out that's not really what they want to do. So I think the main thing is get a good start and good horses, ride good horses, stay away from bad horses. I never don't believe that you learn much by riding a horse that falls over every other fence. I don't know, I was pretty lucky. I'd just as soon do it all over again. I made some mistakes, I had a pretty interesting life, and lucky enough, I never really had an assignment I didn't like. So it's not like having a job you hate, you know, just because there's a lot of money there. Even today, there's nothing like seeing some nice horses perform. In most cases, the people that perform well with their horses, they're usually pretty nice people. So I'd say that just the whole association is what's kept me going.